I just wanted to encourage everyone to seek the Lord and to find him in that inward place. Sometimes we don't always understand how to do it, how to get there. I didn't. I just had to start seeking him, had to start praying, secreting myself alone with him, just waiting upon him, closing my eyes, going inward and finding him. And I'm telling you, it changes you. The inward journey, the inward walk with him. We've got to find that place in the Spirit where we're living in his presence and living in his glory and living in his fire, his burning, where we're eating of Christ and drinking of him, like he spoke of in John chapter 6, partaking of his life. It's the only way to live. It is the only way. He is the only one who's going to sustain us through what is to come, through everything that is coming upon the earth, through all the evil that's being released, through the unfolding of the book of Revelation. He's the only one who's going to sustain us, eating and drinking of Christ, partaking of him, his life flowing into us. I'm telling you, I don't want to live anymore without his presence. I don't want to go another day without his presence. I want to be with him. I want to have him. I want to partake of him. I want to drink of Christ. Last night, I was so deep in him. And then I woke up this morning and I just wanted to be with him again. I just wanted to get back into the flow of his presence, get back into the flow of his fire. I had to get with him. I had to be with him again. That's what I'm talking about. Living in that place. That desire of him. That needing to just continue in that spiritual journey. That continual flow of his life, of his glory, of his presence. That sustains you. I don't want to go one more day without him. I don't. I got into worship this morning. I just played an hour worship session. And his glory began to come again. And his fire began to come in his presence. He wants us to abide in him. Abide in his life. It's the greatest thing we can ever do is just simply walk with him. Simply be with him. He sustains us. He will sustain us through all that is to come. So I just encourage you, find that place in the Spirit. It's not going to be perfect. You're not going to walk perfect. But just find him. Find the flow of his Spirit. Find his presence. Do what you have to do to be with him and to be before him. No matter how long it takes. I'm telling you, last night, it felt like a wall. The heavens felt like brass. I had to wait an hour just before I even felt his presence. I had to wait on him an hour. I had to get there. I'm telling you, sometimes it's not easy to get there. It's not. But when I got there, and he began to speak, and his life began to flow into me, and the deepness of his presence, and the rest that he gave me, and the intimacy, I'm telling you, it was worth it, and I stayed there. I just encourage you to set out on the journey, or to stay on the journey, or to keep going, and to keep finding him as your life. Because I'm telling you, he will sustain you. He is enough. Jesus is enough. He is the way, the truth, and the life.